Johnny, obviously very wet. The car just understeered off the road into the wall.
Yeah, it was completely impossible to drive. I mean, but at very, very slow speed, I turned a little bit the wheel and the car just went straight.
Here's the Kent Bajan Graham Bowkett car. Now, it took quite a swipe at the wall, but they're trying desperately to get it back on the racetrack.
Well, the Chicotto car likewise, and they have got it back on the racetrack. That was a very commendable performance on the part of the BMW crew.
They're coming down to the end of Conrod Straight. Pace car still there. The lights flashing. Keep in mind as soon as the lights go out.
Yeah, the lights are out, so it'll be one more lap and the race will be underway once more. Second time we've had the pace car out here.
Well, there we go. Now that, I believe, well, just incredible. I thought they were supposed to spend a lap behind the pace car. At the moment, the pace car's placed 15th in the race.
Wasn't Chicotto penalised 3 minutes for doing this the last time out?
I'd say so.
Yep. What they are supposed to do is to follow the pace car around, because his lights being out are a signal to the marshals to withdraw their yellow flags.
There's no way, though, that the Sierra or the BMW, they're both very experienced. There's no way they'd have passed him, I would think, anyway, unless he'd waved them past.
The yellow flags are still out.
Yeah.
Well, Soper has a lap plus on his nearest competitors at the moment, and his nearest competitor is teammate Klaus Ludwig in the number 7 Texaco car. Then Johnny Chicotto, Peter Brock, and all the dramas aren't on the track, Neil Crompton.
Certainly not, Gary. In fact, there's going to be one very big drama at the end of this race. I just chanced on a story a moment ago about possible illegal fuel in both the Texaco Sierras. Now, I've spoken with a Confederation of Australian Motorsport official, who has taken a sample of the fuel from the vent bottle and also a sample of fuel from their overhead 120-litre refuel compartment. The fuel that came out of the vent bottle blew the hydrometer off the clock. I'll let you read your own rules into that. And the fuel that was taken out of the overhead refill container, he said, quote, was almost right. So, work it out yourself. At the moment, the lap board says 139 laps. Cars 6 and 7 lead the race. And Peter Brock is in third position in car number 10. But at the end of this racing afternoon, there's going to be a lot of discussion about those two lead cars.
Now, this is the drama down in the pits where samples are being taken from the Eggenberger Texaco team's fuel supply. As we heard Neil Crompton before, they've already run a check and found what apparently is an irregularity. We're pursuing that. We'll find out more shortly. Car 14, the Netcom Nissan. And let's take a look at the Netcom computer readout that gives us the details, the computerized readout of what happens in this car. Neil Crompton is with us in the pit studio. Neil?
Yes, it's quite interesting really, Wilco. What we've got is a complete readout of what's going on inside the motor vehicle. Details including speed, much reduced speed on Mount Panorama at the moment, revolutions per minute and tyre temperatures, which will obviously be reducing quite considerably at the moment. And then you notice in the middle, bottom of frame, an accelerometer which gives the viewers at home an incredible indication of the G-forces that go through one of these race cars on a circuit such as Mount Panorama. And then across to the right-hand side, we have turbo boost, and then turbo wastegate temperature, and of course the gear selection pattern up there on the top right.
Peter Brock, the third place driver in the Mobile Commodore, comes into the pits. And our crew are down there bringing you all the action. Rocky sits in the car. The crowd along pit straight already giving him a huge cheer as he pulled in. Let's go to Neil Crompton.
Well, Brock's just given me the thumbs up. It's the usual confident, happy and positive Peter Brock who's in the car at the moment. He's gone out to time of about 25 seconds and he is gassing in the Commodore. He's put slick tyres on. He's in third position. The drama continues with the Texaco Ford Sierras. Victory number 9 could be on the way.
Thank you, Neil Crompton. Come to think of it, Neil, you were the man that had to bail for the ride in this car at Bathurst, as I recall.
It has crossed my mind.
That's right, our ace pit commentator, Neil Crompton, who joined Peter Brock's team and finished so well at Sandown, was earmarked for a ride in this car at Bathurst, but because of the FIA regulations, that has to be postponed until next weekend at Calder. 5 laps remain. James Hardy, 1987. Look at Brock.
Oh, would he regret putting slicks on?
Yeah, I think he's made a slight misjudgment there because the track is still very greasy, very slippery offline.
It does have
And
a
I
very
think he could get himself into great problems if he doesn't watch it.
He's got to get heat into the tyres first of all. Look at it skating out of here. Sort of thing you'd hope to see on the clay somewhere. Phil Christensen joins us. Phil, I've seen Brock come from behind in the past and win here against all the odds. Do you think it could be on the cards again, depending on what happens up front?
It's a great tribute to the champion of this man. Peter Brock has been put down by quite a few people in many quarters all season. And just listen to the race fans showing their vote to Brocky as he goes over the hill.
We've got the little BMW trying to give him a terrible time. Down through the S's now to the dipper. That's all fine. Brock just trying very, very carefully to stay on the only dry line. Look how narrow it is.
That's young Gary Brabham behind him.
Yeah, Brock will float it through here, see if he gets it a bit of opposite lock as he comes out. The dry line's out there, fortunately. Now, he should be able to run away from Brabham down the straight beneath the GIO bridge. And Brock really giving the Mobile Commodore what for as he heads down to Caltex Chase. A remarkable performance. There's Rudy Eggenberger on the right with the headset on, talking to his driver. Getting ready to congratulate Rudy. Rudy doesn't smile all that much. Okay, this great scrap continues. Here's the BMW, the Fangio, Brabham, and here's Brocky.
Yeah, that was quite funny because the BMW got past him and Brocky immediately decided he got the power and moved out right in front of the Sierra.
And the BMW is going to nip and tuck here on the inside, but he has to give way to that and see what happens going up the hill. Brocky sideways comes out of Motorcraft.
Don't think Steve Soper was too impressed by all that.
There's no doubt that Brocky has been 1 or 2 laps premature and he switched back to slicks. But there is a dry line that keeps increasing. It's widening all the time.
Here's the last lap board now for young Britain Steve Soper as he takes out on the last lap around Mount Panorama for the James Hardy 1000, 1987. Still a 2-lap advantage over teammate Klaus Ludwig. There has been some controversy regarding the cars, as reported by Neil Crompton from the pits today. There are the fans giving him a tremendous cheer as Soper sweeps across. Heads down to the right-hander, down to the S's.
Young Steve Soper's he's had 2 seconds and 2/3 in World Touring Car this year, but this will be his first win in World Touring Car Championship.
Soper swings it back as a look over the shoulder. Heads down to Bridgestone Bridge for the final time. And the World Touring Car Championship for 1987 has arrived at Bathurst this weekend. The 1987 James Hardy 1000 will go to Steve Soper of Great Britain in the Texaco Ford Sierra, and he takes the checkered flag. Second place will officially go to his teammate Klaus Ludwig, who will be 2 laps down in the number 7 Eggenberger Ford Texaco Sierra. And third place will go to Australia's Peter Brock in the Mobile Commodore. And all the Brock fans waiting for Peter Perfect to come across the line. And he does just that. What a reception.